This video is brought to you by Madhouse Collectibles. Hey everybody, welcome to Transformers Masterpiece Theater. I'm the Rusty Mechanic, and as of this recording, I'm only 6 subscribers away from 600 subscribers, which means I'm that close to giving away a t-shirt from my Push to 1,000 giveaway. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and do so. But that's not why you're here. Or is it? You're here to check out this guy, which is Keith's Fantasy Club, or KFC, P-4A plus B something? There are more letters in the alphabet, Keith. Transistor, which is a masterpiece scale version of Blaster from the G1 cartoon. And the only masterpiece scale Blaster that I'm aware of? Come on, fans, toys. So just a side note with this guy, I wasn't actually sure what version of this I had, because there's a sticker on the box that says P-4A++, but on the side of the box it says P-4B, so I actually had to do a little bit of Googling on this. And what I managed to figure out is this is officially known as the P-4A Plus version. There has been 4 versions of this, and this is the 4th one, and the P-4A Plus is the metallic version. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the P-4B on the side of the box. But I digress. Let's get into this guy, shall we? This guy looks really great right out of the box. Lots of really nice details, lots of line details in the paneling all over the place. Pretty much painted from head to toe. Again, that metallic red chrome paint looks really, really good. Head sculpt looks really, really good. Again, completely painted. It does have an option to actually swap out the eyes for light piping eyes. I just couldn't get any light in behind him here to show you, but it's... just flip him around. This piece that's here, you can swap it out when you're doing your head swap. You can swap this piece out and it actually enables the light piping. And he does come with this alternate head sculpt, which is the toy / IDW cartoon head sculpt. Really, really nice details in this one. Lots more than what's in the cartoon one. Looks really good too. And I'll talk about this more a little later on. And same thing with Hi-Fi. The cassette's got some really neat looking details in it. With the paint in the alt mode. And then for his robot mode, some pretty basic stuff, but still maintaining some details with the gold paint and that. He actually comes with 2 of his own head sculpts as well, which is actually one more than what comes with Transistor, which is kind of interesting. So you've actually got some options to do a head swap with Hi-Fi as well. What's interesting with this guy is the robot mode seems to be going more for the toy aesthetic than it does cartoon accuracy, which is odd given that it ships with the cartoon accurate head sculpt. Everything in the robot mode seems to be in the right places with all the details, but some of it just doesn't line up. There's yellow paint that's in the kneecaps, there's also some yellow triangles that are up in the shoulders, and the style of the speakers in his legs look more like the toy than they do the cartoon. For the alt mode accuracy, it doesn't really matter here. The cartoon and the toy looked almost identical to each other, so you can take your pick as to which alt mode accuracy the Transistor is going for here, and that might explain why the robot kind of looks the way that it does. Alt mode's got a lot of really nice touches with the detailing, especially on the sides of his alt mode. There's a lot of the details that you would see in an early 80s boombox. So there's actually like a volume dial here, balance dial, power button, and the other side there's actually an equalizer slider, which is really neat, and a microphone and a headphone jack. So some really cool details there. And what's really nice is some really good thought went into the transformation engineering, because you don't see any of those details on the side of the boombox in the robot mode. As you can see on the legs, the panels actually hide those details. So really nice touch there to keep those details, yet keep them hidden in the robot mode. He does feel very light though, and a lot of his paneling is really, really thin, which unfortunately gives him a very cheap overall feeling. For the paint, the red chrome metallic paint on this guy is absolutely fantastic. I do like to have my collection as tune accurate as possible, so some of you might be wondering why I went with the metallic version instead of the red. Because I'm a sucker for red chrome metallic paint. The paint on this guy will catch your attention right out of the box, and every single inch of him does look painted until you start doing his transformation. Now, we'll be honest that the painted areas, they look absolutely fantastic. That red chrome metallic paint is very, very nice. Did I mention I like red metallic chrome paint? But when you start to see those unpainted areas, it just adds to that cheap feeling of the figure, and unfortunately some of the pieces of plastic that aren't painted are actually transparent. And unfortunately, as with a lot of metallic paints, it is prone to chipping. Now, I will say that with all the transformations I did with Transistor for all the videos, the paint actually held up really, really well. The only areas that I saw where there was some significant chipping was in the shoulder areas during the transformation, where you had to slide the shoulders back and forth as part of the transformation. Right along the seam at the top of the figure, it just started to peel away. And before we go any further, guys, just another quick reminder, my Push to 1,000 contest is still going on. I'm almost at 600 subscribers. All you need to do to enter the contest is in the comments down below, comment Push to 1,000. You can do this with this video or any future video. Go check out my channel as well. I do have some more videos before this one that is part of the Push to 1,000 contest. Once I hit 600 subscribers, 700 subscribers, 800 subscribers, I've got t-shirts to give away. So every time I break that even number, Quintesson t-shirts that are in green and blue from Madhouse Collectibles. Thank you very much. And once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I do still have that Fan Toys Apache or Fan Toys Iceman to give away to one subscriber. Your choice. When I hit 1,000. Transistor comes with some nice features, including a button below his chest cavity that allows the chest to open. He can store up to 3 cassettes, which is good because apparently KFC only made 3 cassettes. Then on his back is a button that allows the chest cavity to pop open, and it'll actually push the cassettes forward, which gives an eject type effect. The articulation in Transistor's standard stuff. He's got head, shoulder, bicep, wrist, waist, leg, and thigh rotations, all stuff you'd expect in a figure this size. He's also got knee and elbow bends around 90 degrees, and a decent ankle rocker. All of this stuff gives you some really decent poses. And while the hands have excellent articulation with individually articulated fingers, they just feel so weak and fragile. They've got an extremely thin plastic connecting rod to the ball joint. I'm constantly afraid of snapping one of them off during transformation and posing, but it does have a pin in individually articulated fingers and thumb, pins at the primary and secondary joints, and you can actually spread the fingers apart as well. So really, really good articulation in the hand. Stuff you'd find in a high-end figure. Just feels really fragile. We'll do a quick size comparison for the robot mode. Here's MP21 Bumblebee, MP33 Inferno, and Hasbro MP2 Soundwave. And if we take a look at Mike Lorber's size scale chart, as we can see, Soundwave and Blaster are the same height, which totally makes sense. And the two figures are the same size. Transistor is the same height as the MP2 Soundwave here. So KFC is obviously nailed the Masterpiece scale. What's also neat is they actually kept the Hi-Fi cassette figure the same height as the Frenzy figure, so that's nice too. Transistor's got a very nice and simple, easy transformation if you can figure out the transformation from this cartoon comic booklet that they give you. They dedicate 6 pages of this thing to a comic book story of Transistor's history or backstory, and then they give you 2 whole pages of horrible pictures on how the transformation works. Completely useless. I do have a detailed transformation video on my channel if you are so inclined. Like, I appreciate the comic, the artwork, the storyline that's in here, but I really wish that they had dedicated a little bit more than just, 1 or 2 pages to the transformation. I mean, Hi-Fi's transformation pamphlet has more detail in it, and it's only 1 page. And while the transformation is fairly easy, there's a lot of the tabs that are just difficult to get lined up and keep in place during the transformation. And we'll do a size comparison for the alt mode. So again, here's MP21 Bumblebee. This time MP25 tracks with Raoul and Blaster, just so you can see the ridiculousness of the mass shifting that goes on. And finally, FT11 spotter. In the G1 cartoon, Blaster came with 2 humanoid cassette bots, Rewind, who was black, and Eject, who was blue. So it's actually kind of cool that this version comes with, they call him Hi-Fi, but it's the KFC version of Rewind, comes in the box. Hi-Fi does have some really nice paint details for both modes, and the articulation is pretty exceptional given the size of the figure. And when transformed in his cassette mode, he does actually fit into the chest module of Transistor. As I mentioned earlier, Transistor does come with an alternate head sculpt that's more accurate to the G1 toy or the IDW comic. Head swap is very simple. You just use the included screwdriver to remove the screw in the back of the head, pull the front and back of the head apart, and put the other head back on in reverse, making sure to secure it with the screw. Transistor also comes with a pair of rifles, while Hi-Fi comes with a pair of pistols. Transistor's rifles can actually be broken down and stored in his alt mode.
This way.
And he also comes with a pair of gold painted speakers which can be attached to the end of his arms. This is done by transforming the hands into the forearms. That's it, everybody. If you've made it this far and you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button down below. It sure helps out a lot. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And please check the links in the description if you'd like to support my channel. There's a link in there for buymeacoffee.com that you can use to support the channel. Also in the description are links to Madhouse Collectibles for all of your Transformer needs. And Mike Lorber, who's a graphic designer, he's the one that created the size scale chart that I use in my videos. Once again, thanks a lot. This has been Transformers Masterpiece Theater. I'm the Rusty Mechanic.